For the Love of Money, Part 2. Just as I was about to put the key into the lock, a hard body pressed up against mine from behind, and I dropped everything but my keys to the ground. I could smell the strong liquor coming from the stranger's breath, and I had to remember to breathe before I passed out. That ninja must have been sipping on Hennessy his entire life because he smelled fresh out the damn tavern, and it was making me sick to my stomach. You always ignore me when I'm in the club with your pretty ass self, the stranger said in my ear. He used his right hand to squeeze my breast and his left to rub my ass and hips. For a split second, I was hoping it was Cardique, but all that went out the window when I heard the slur in the stranger's voice. Are you sure you got the right girl? You know we all look the same when inside, I said with a nervous laugh, hoping to God this drunk fool would just back up off me. My heart was beating fast as shit, and I didn't know what the guy was going to do. I started sweating profusely in spite of the cool early spring weather, and my body began to shake a little. I wasn't about to be giving out lap dances in a dark-ass piss-infested alley. Oh, I'm sure I got the right girl. No one else in there has nipples like yours, he said after circling my earlobe with his tongue before sucking it into his mouth and nibbling on it gently. My stomach was doing flips the entire time, and I was swallowed hard to keep from vomiting on the side of my car. Damn, they looked like they were dipped in chocolate syrup, and I would never forget a pretty pussy like yours. I wanted to run my tongue up that pink slit and get some of that strawberry juice on my tongue, the stranger said. By now, he's grinding his dick into my lower back and squeezing my breast and hips even harder. I'm damn near about to piss on myself at this point, but I'm still trying to hold it down. I cannot get raped out here. That was out of the question. Furthermore, I was wondering why no one was exiting the club yet. That door normally swings open 1,000,000 times at night, but on this fretful evening, it appeared that everyone was staying inside. Well, if you'd like, I'll be performing tomorrow night, and you know we have private rooms. You can fulfill all your fantasies and more. Yeah, that's true, but Milton done bumped his fat head if he think I'm paying $1,200 for some pussy. By this time, the stranger had undone the 3 buttons on my shirt and loosened my belt buckle. His grip on me was getting tighter by the second. I couldn't even move an inch without him pressing back against me. I could work a deal with you for a shorter time. Milton is understanding, I said, still trying to get him to back up off me a little so that I could at least try to run. At this point, I'm pressed up so close to my car, I can feel the coldness of the glass through my shirt on my bare nipples. His breathing was getting harder, and so was his dick. I wanted to go home. Why was this happening to me? I don't need a deal, because I'm about to work it out with you right now. It happened so fast, I didn't have time to react. This faceless stranger had the strength of 10 men because before I could elbow him and run, he snatched my button-down shirt from my body and grabbed me by my hair, throwing me onto the ground, my breast exposed to the night. I tried to roll over real quick, but he drove on top of me out of nowhere, and his weight pressed my bare back into the ground. I was trying to push him off me, but my punches didn't faze him in the least. He continued to try and pull my jeans down. His mouth somehow found my right breast. He lashed onto my nipple like a damn vice grip. I started kicking and screaming for help, but all I heard was the loud music blare from the club every time the door opened. I couldn't believe it. Had all boiled down to this. I was just trying to get some quick money so I could get out of school. And now I'm out here in the fucking gutter fighting an obsessed man off of me. I remember thinking back to my childhood and wondering how the hell I ended up at this point in my life. Just as I was going to give up and just let him take the ass, the stranger was yanked off of me and thrown in the street. I breathed a brief sigh of relief as I peeled myself from the glass-filled concrete and scooted up the curb. I sat up on the ground and covered my chest, my bare back on fire from being scraped by the broken glass and jagged concrete. I was too shaken to get up and thankful for the 3 men that were beating the hell out of him. I could hear bones cracking because they were stomping him so hard, and as bad as I wanted to join in, I couldn't even get up because I was so sore. When they were done, the 3 men began walking over to me, and I became scared again. I couldn't even get 1 man off of me, so I knew I had no chance with 3. I drew my knees up tight against my chest, mad as hell because I was laying in the damn gutter and my $300 7 jeans were fucked up beyond repair. My legs burned from the combination of broken glass and rocks that penetrated my skin during the struggle. The sweat that was now beating my body made me feel extra cold from the night air beating on me. I didn't look up until the men got closer, and when I did, Kardik, Samir, and Hassan were all looking down at me. Never have I been so grateful to see all 3 of their faces, and I just broke down in tears, thankful for someone saving me, even if it was them. Damn, Ma, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Come on, let me help you up. Before I could move, Kardik placed my ripped shirt over me to cover my chest, and he scooped me off the sidewalk and carried me to his car. Samir passed me my pocketbook, and Kardik instructed him and Hassan to drive my car and follow behind him. I was still shaking when he put me in the passenger seat of his white Bentley. The seats felt like butter, and I sank into them after I turned my shirt the right way and got as comfortable as possible. My hair was all over my head, and my damn lip was busted. I was more pissed than anything, but it was finally over, and I was on my way home. I gave him directions to my place, and he got us there in no time. Hassan gave me my car keys after securing my vehicle in a spot close to my building, and Kardik gave them his whip, instructing them to look out for his call later. He wanted to make sure I was cool before he left. I heard Hassan mutter something under his breath, but I couldn't quite catch what he was saying because Samir was telling him to shut up and just get in the damn car. Once inside my apartment, Kardik stripped me naked and put me in a tub, carefully washing my back before cleansing the rest of me with a tender touch. The water burned my open wounds like hell when I first got in, causing a fresh stream of tears to flow for a few minutes. Kardik rinsed off some of the blood before sopping the rag and gently washing and inspecting my body. He even went as far as drying me off and moisturizing my skin before I stepped into my thong, and he tucked me in for the night. Kardik, I really appreciate this. I can't believe that happened like this. How can I repay you? I asked while holding back my tears. I could have been dead or something if he and his friends didn't show up. Don't worry about that right now. Just get some sleep. We'll talk later. I didn't say anything. I just closed my eyes and I was out like a light. I found myself tossing and turning a few times during the night. I got up the next morning shook because I had a bad dream. I was being chased down a dark alley with one of my costumes on. No matter how fast I ran, I couldn't make it to the door at the end. There were a bunch of men chasing after me, and they all had the same face as the guy who tried to rape me last night. Once I reached the end of the alley, I tried to open the door, but it was locked. And just as the men surrounded me and began to rip my clothes off, I jumped up out of my sleep. When I sat up in the bed, I didn't see Kardik. I thought maybe he left, but once I walked into the living room, I saw him sitting by the window, looking outside. I was still in my thong, but I did put on a little baby doll shirt to cover my breast. "Good morning, Ma. How you feeling?" he asked with a look of concern on his face. I wasn't sure if it was genuine or not, but it didn't matter. If it wasn't for him, I would have been ass out last night. "I'm feeling better. Thanks again for last night." "Hey, think of it as nothing. Let me talk to you about something, though." All kinds of thoughts ran through my mind, and I knew for sure it was payback time. I figured he might just want to eat my vagina again. Well, she said pussy, but I figured he might just want to eat my pussy again, being as though he never wanted to fuck. Of course, I wondered why, but I never asked. Taking a seat on the chair closest to him, I made myself comfortable and looked his way to see what was on his mind. "So this is what I need you to do, Ma." Kardik jumped right to the point. I didn't know what to expect, and I was shocked to say the least at what he was requesting. "So many men come through the club, and Kardik wanted me to push coke through the private rooms for him," he explained. Ooh. He explained that a lot of men he dealt with wanted 8 balls, and those could easily be stuffed into a balloon and pushed into my vagina without anyone knowing. I was looking at him like he had lost his mind, and he gave me the same look right back. I wasn't made for the jail life and shit. Like this could definitely land me there in no time. "Kardik, I'm thankful for everything you've done for me, but you can't expect me to put myself on the line like that. I have too much at stake to get caught up in some shit like that. Man, I could see my ass in jail now, hugged up with some butch named Redbone because I needed protection from the rest of the chicks who were trying to get at me. I had too much going on, and I wasn't about to throw away all the college education I paid for to pay back a damn debt." He must have bumped his head. "Listen, it won't be hard. All you got to do is this." He explained to me he would let his clientele know where to meet me, and it would only be on Thursday and Saturday nights. He would be in the club, and whoever wanted the drugs would pay for a private room. He would slip the balloon in me during the lap dance, and I would then go up to the room to meet the client. He would then get the balloon out while he was eating my pussy, and Milton would never know what was going on. He also told me I could fit at least 3 balloons in me at one time, just in case the client wanted more than one. What if the balloon breaks? I might die for an overdose. He looked at me like I was the dumbest person on face of this earth and continued to tell me what needed to be done. He would be using those thick latex party balloons and informed me they wouldn't be in me long enough to burst. On top of all that, I would be getting licked down in the process. So all I had to do was sit back and enjoy it. He assured me no one had never died from their pussy getting overdosed. So I had nothing to worry about. I was just trying to find any excuse to go along with it. But he had it all planned out for me already. I was just trying to find any excuse not to go along with it, but he had it all planned out for me already.